Hi, it's Al from Royal Distributing. Today we're going to show you how to install an MBRP Trail Can on this 2020 Renegade 900 Ace. The install on this Renegade is fairly simple. Basic hand tools, most guys have them, or most people have them in their toolbox. Start with removing the side panels. There is an air down pipe here that needs to be loosened off and then completely pulled down. It's a little tight at first, but it will move out of the way. Move up to where the glove box is. There's 2 screws right at the top. Next step is you lift up the dashboard, remove the glove box. Fairly simple, it just slides right out of the way. So you've moved this forward a little bit, so it should have popped out of all its clips. You just want to slide it forward a little bit, unplug the headlights. They're just a little push down tab on them, and then the plug removes out of the way. Then you're going to find 2 more bolts here on the center of everything. And I do recommend looking at the instructions or reading the instructions. They are a big help, especially on some of the newer stuff, because there is a couple changes to it. Once you have those 4 bolts out, you can just slide this forward. On the 2020, there is actually 2 more bolts that have to be removed on the side. They're just tucked up underneath the edge here. These ones have washers on it, so you just have to remember to put these ones back where you got them from. Another one on this side. So there's really only about 6 bolts just to get this whole assembly off. You just give it a wiggle and everything just slides right out of the way. You really only need to move this 3 to 6 inches out of the way so you can get yourself at this, and it just creates enough room that you can get at the springs and get at the exhaust. Next step, we're going to remove the spring or the bolt holding the muffler to the chassis. Holy crap, this thing's long. You just will have to watch. There is 2 or 3 rubber bushings with a sleeve underneath these mounting plates. You just want to make sure that you get them and they come out with the exhaust. Next, you want to remove the springs. A good spring tool, Royal has them. They got a nice big handle on them so you can get a hold of them. Give it a pull. Spring comes off the top. We're going to try and get in from the back here. The back seems to be an easier way to get at it. Now, if everything goes right, it should just pop right out. Just kind of angle it, twist it. Here's those rubber tabs that I was mentioning that you do need to make sure that all 3 are there. You will reuse 2 of the 3. So there's considerable size difference, as you can see, with the 2 exhausts. This is the MBRP Trail Can, so it's a little bit bigger and heavier than their race can, but it is considerably quieter. This is the stock BRP exhaust. It's massive, and there is a lot of weight sitting here. It keeps it quiet, but doesn't really keep the sled balance really good. So that's the nice thing about the MBRP. On the exhaust here, we are gonna have to pop these rubber bushings out. Like I said, you are going to have to keep 2 of them. They just pop right back in. Normally on an older sled that's got a few kilometers on it, this O-ring is a bit beat up or wore out. I normally would have put in some ultra copper on there just to help seal it. With this being a brand new one, there's no worries there. There's a locating pin down at the bottom for this hole to go through, and then just this one sits right up on top. The install of the spring should be a little bit easier now that you can get at it. Saying that, it's gonna fight. Oh, that's not cool. All right, so I've discovered it's a little bit easier if you do remove the hood completely. It'll let you get at this spring a little bit easier for putting it back on. It certainly came off easier. All right, that's the exhaust back in. The springs are on. Now let's just reverse the procedure and put everything else back together. Put the hood back on. It's pretty simple. It just slides back up into place. Does just slip in. There's little tabs here that it goes under. And then just pushes back up in. Well, that's the install done on the MBRP exhaust, trail exhaust for this 2020 Renegade 900 Ace. We're just going to give it a little start here to hear what it sounds like. Sounds good to me, a lot better than what the stock was, but not obnoxious. All right, thanks for watching. This has been the install on an MBRP trail exhaust on a 2020 Renegade 900 Ace. Don't forget that you can purchase any of these products and tools that we have been using today through Royal Distributing, either online, in the store, or over the phone. We do have free shipping over $39.